Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. So all I've ever wanted is for every girl who watches my videos on YouTube to know that there will be a new chapter of Descendants. We don't know when the new chapters of Descendants will come and will happen, but I want every girl to know there will be a new chapter for Descendants. I say this because every girl who watches videos about Descendants and zombies on YouTube are having their hopes taken away from them when there is absolutely no need for it. It is uncalled for how a critic can sit behind his podcast microphone, I don't even know how they get away with it, and say that they're running out of ideas for Descendants, they're running out of stories to tell for Descendants. They've told stories and completed it, in the words of Dove Cameron, who has pretty much put a damper on all of her hopes that she will ever reprise her role as Mel. So it really upset me, and I created this YouTube channel to let every single girl know that there will be a new chapter of Descendants. When it happens, I really don't know. They are saying 2026. They are saying 2027 for zombies. That is what the release windows are suggesting. But I want you to know that there will be a new chapter of Descendants and Zombies for forever and always, and it will last for an eternity, because I have loved these two franchises for forever just as much, if not more, as each and every one of you. And I want you to know, as you open your eyes every morning of your life and people try to discourage you about the future of the franchises, I will always be here to push for a new chapter to be told and written about Descendants and Zombies, because I know how much it means to each and every one of you. And I also know what it feels like to be let down and to expect something that never ever surfaces from Disney, or because of what critics are telling you. You know, I was the biggest fan every years ago of the Power Rangers, and I was the biggest fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, and people would always try to tell me that this wasn't going to happen, this was never going to happen, the chances of this would never happen. But what I want you to know is that I'm going to do the absolute best and everything within my power to encourage the best reviews of Descendants and Zombies to be dropped on YouTube, because for far long enough now, you girls have deserved to hear something better than what you've been hearing. All I want from you is for you to help make this YouTube channel stronger. And what I mean by that is, you know how you go to a gym and you lift weights? Well, as you lift weights, you become stronger. So what I want you to do is I want you to hit the subscribe button for this YouTube channel and help make this YouTube channel that much stronger. Because there are YouTube channels out there with 15,000, 20,000 subscribers because they post one Descendants video every 6 months, and they promise you Descendants videos that never surface. They never pop up on YouTube. They say they're going to create more Descendants videos for you guys, and they never ever happen. They never ever surface. And I never ever wanted to do that to you guys. All I ever wanted to do was to encourage you that your dreams could come true and become a reality, because I don't think it's ever said enough that dreams can become a reality for whatever that dream is, or for whoever the person is we're talking about the dream for. I think that's what Descendants has always tried to encourage us, is that dreams are possible. I mean, we heard it through Kylie Cantrell, we've heard it through Ruby Rose Turner, we've even heard it through Mila Baker about how dreams are possible no matter what the dream is. I love how Kylie Cantrell opened up the Worlds Collide tour just last weekend by saying that every dream that you have is possible. I love her so much because of just how positive she is, and just how she never carries around a heavy heart with her, and she never lets what's going on in her own life put a damper on all of ours. She always tries to encourage us. She always tries to make us feel happy, to make us feel inspired. And I have a tremendous amount of credit and respect for Kylie Cantrell for that. I don't think she ever gets enough credit. I think she is incredibly strong. I think she is incredibly fearless. And that's one thing that jumped out at me about Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell's friendship, and even the friendship with Mila Baker, Ruby Rose Turner, and Kylie Cantrell, is that just how strong they believed, how strongly they believed in all of your dreams becoming a reality, and how strongly they believed in their friendship. I love seeing them together. I love seeing them working together on the set of Descendants, and that's why I miss Ruby so much. I also miss Ruby because I thought Ruby was so genuinely kind. Ruby inspired me to become a better person, and to tell each and every one of you that no matter what you're going through in life, everything is going to be okay. I love how at the end of every Descendants movie they said that everybody got what they wanted, but one shouldn't expect to mess with the fabric of time and not expect consequences. There is always consequences for someone's actions, no matter what the consequences are of whatever actions you have befallen you. But that doesn't make you any less of a person because you make a mistake. If I had to come on here and tell you how many mistakes I've made in my lifetime, we would be on here for forever, because I've made a lot of mistakes. I am far from perfect. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, I've watched every one of your videos. You're the sweetest guy ever to create Descendants videos. Tell me more about your life. Well, I'm far from perfect, and I do try to put myself out there for being a very sweet guy, because I think that there are never enough sweet guys on YouTube who talk about Descendants of Zombies. They pretty much just critique it, and they critique it in such an awful way that it really discourages you from ever having watched Descendants or Zombies. But I'm here to tell you that when I first saw Descendants, the message behind Descendants was so powerful, and it was so encouraging that I just never quit on Descendants. And I've always been the biggest fan of Descendants ever since I first checked into Oradon Prep. I registered for Oradon Prep, and I've been studying there ever since, and I've never ever wanted to leave. This journey that you girls have got me on has been the most incredible experience of my life, and one that I will never ever forget, which is why I hope that if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I hope you're going to subscribe to this YouTube channel and help make this YouTube channel that much stronger. Because I find that not enough people subscribe, and I find that the more people who do subscribe to this YouTube channel, it affects the algorithm, it makes the YouTube channel that much stronger, and someone out there who loves Descendants and Zombies just as much as you can find these videos, and they can spread their own message of kindness, because I think there is never enough kindness seen in this world. I never hear the words "I love you" enough. And it really upsets me, because I think that the words "I love you" can be said more. I think that more people deserve to hear the words "I love you." Everybody deserves to hear the words "I love you." And in the Zombies franchise, in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, for the first time in the history of the franchise, Zed Naddison, Milo Manheim, and Meg Donnelly dropped those words in the script more than once. And at the end of the movie, when Zed was about to zombie out and their love really was shone through, I had a lot of respect for them, because I think this was the first franchise who actually went as far as to say that and drop that in the script, because it encouraged people that they could eventually find their true love. Now, whether or not you'll fall in love with a zombie, I really don't know, but I really did love that. And from the first moment I saw the Zombies franchise, I knew it was going to be something special, because of the message of power, the message of acceptance. I mean, whoever thought that a zombie and a girl would fall in love and stay in love for forever, for an eternity. I love that so much. I say this because I've never ever heard the words "I love you" enough, and I've never really had someone who stayed with me my entire life. Maybe that had something to do with how I love SpongeBob SquarePants so much, or I love playing video games, or I had a passion for pro wrestling, or a passion for Descendants of Zombies. I've been a fan of Descendants of Zombies for the better part of 10 years. And I like to believe that these videos that I've created are so much better than the other videos that you've seen that review and critique Descendants of Zombies in such a negative way, in a way it doesn't deserve to be criticized. I just want to say nice things about Descendants and Zombies so that someone will feel encouraged to hit my subscribe button, to stay with me on this incredible journey, this incredible ride that you all got me on. You know, people were emailing me all the time about Descendants. People were talking to me about Dove Cameron and how strong she was, how powerful she was. And when I first got my first look at Dove Cameron and the TV series Liv and Maddie, I knew Dove Cameron was going to explode. When I first saw Ruby Rose Turner, my heart began to melt. My heart began to melt because I knew Ruby was so strong, she was so fearless. And I remember watching Ruby ever since she was 12 years old, and she was this small, tiny thing that nobody ever thought was going to amount to anything. But because of her talent and just how much fun she wanted to have in her life, I knew she was going to be something special. And now, at 19 years old, Ruby is a machine. Ruby is so muscular, she's so strong, she's so fearless. It is unbelievable what Ruby has morphed into, and that's why I think that Ruby should have been given more of an opportunity to portray the character Bridget and go further with it. Because she became my favorite character in Descendants. I don't think there has been a character that I've seen as a part of this Descendants franchise who's ever been a part of it who has been so strong like Ruby, or so in such phenomenal shape. And if you think I'm right, hit my subscribe button or hit my like button, because I would love to hear what your opinion is on that. Ruby's a beautiful person, and there was just something about the song "Life is Sweeter with You," or having her voice on that song singing those lyrics. I don't think anyone could have sang it better than what Ruby Rose Turner had done. While people may have attempted to sing the song as good as what Ruby did, nobody could ever sing it as good as what Ruby did, and I miss her dearly. I've missed her every day since I found out she wasn't going to be a part of the Worlds Collide Tour or Descendants 5, and I don't know how they're going to be able to produce this in the way they produced Descendants for The Rise of Red, because I was really excited about Ruby playing the character Bridget, the young Queen of Hearts, because we were going to get a backstory on why the Queen of Hearts was so evil, and she ultimately became the one villain that got on all of our nerves. I don't think there's ever been a Disney villain over the years, over at least the last, 50, 75 years, that has gotten on our nerves as much as what the Queen of Hearts has. And I respect a villain that can get on our nerves, because that's the purpose of a villain, to be created to get on our nerves. And the Queen of Hearts did that. And Kylie Cantrell took the young Queen of Hearts' daughter, Red, and turned her into such an iconic character for the Descendants franchise, and did such a fabulous job trying to bring that character to life when nobody ever thought she was going to be able to do it. But I don't know why people thought she wasn't going to be able to do it. Nobody thought she was going to be able to bring characters to life for High School Musical, Gabby Dern and the Unsittables, Bizaardvark, Ravensholm. From the very first time I saw her on Bizaardvark with a reoccurring role, and Ravensholm with a reoccurring role as Jasmine and Tessa, I knew she had something special. She understood character psychology, what she had to do to bring the characters to life, but everybody always doubted her. And because of how they doubted her, she started crying on TikTok videos about things going on personally in her life, professionally in her life, and I thought I had to do something about it. So what I did is I created this YouTube show after having been involved in radio for years, ever since 1999, YouTube since at least 2009. And this YouTube channel has achieved worldwide popularity because of my opinions on Disney stars, such as Kylie Cantrell. And I have never looked back since. I have over 3,000 girls subscribed to this YouTube channel, and they are fearless. They will eat you alive if you say anything bad about the host of the show or what the show revolves around, because they love me so much. And it is such a huge honor to be able to sit in front of this podcast microphone every day of my life and every night of my life, to be able to critique Descendants and Zombies and every franchise you love so much. Even if it's not Descendants or Zombies, it could be Phineas and Ferb. I've always wanted to build a time machine in my backyard. Phineas and Ferb inspired me to do that, and I love the reboot of Phineas and Ferb, by the way. No matter if it's High School Musical and your love for Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez, I think these franchises definitely shaped us into the people that we are today, the characters of our own lives. And I think that we still, no matter how old we get, will never ever forget these characters. I know that I will never ever forget the characters from Descendants and Zombies and the profound impact that the characters and the actresses who portrayed them had on my life. And I know that I will never forget each and every one of you. You girls have changed my life for the better. You know, more than often enough, I have been in places I never wanted to be. I have been in the presence of people who were just never company to me. They were so rude, they were so arrogant, and then all of a sudden someone will send me a like or request to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, and it is such a huge honor because it gets me out of all these situations and predicaments that I find myself caught up within. Because there is no place in the world I would rather be than sitting behind this podcast microphone telling you how much I love video games, how much I've loved SpongeBob SquarePants, how much I've loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, how much I've loved Inspector Gadget, and Bluey. Because I'm just like Meg Donnelly, and I watch Bluey whenever I feel upset with my own life and how it's going, and I think Bluey's messages are very positive and very powerful. Kind of like how SpongeBob SquarePants was just over the top with enthusiasm. He was so enthusiastic, he was so exuberant, and he often reminded me of myself. Either he reminded me of myself or Squidward reminded me of myself because of sometimes how frustrated I become of some very insignificant thing that may have happened to me in my life. I always wanted to be living next door to someone who was very annoying just because of their company. I never ever to get annoyed by somebody always knocking on my door, wondering if I had this or I had that or what was going on with my own life, because having an annoying next door neighbor, they become your best friend. And I've never become annoyed by living across the road from anybody, vampire or not. I know I've told really crazy stories of how I thought I lived across the road from a vampire and how I lived with a werewolf who used to howl at the moon every night between 12 and 1 a.m., which is actually real. And I wouldn't recommend it to anybody unless you're very serious about wanting to get into the whole werewolf hunting thing, vampire slaying job. It's an occupation that you kind of got to leave to the professionals, but I do it every night to protect each and every one of you. I also love how Descendants has inspired so many girls to join a gym now. and join the swim team and join the track and field team. It is amazing. And I would imagine that there are more girls now signing up for cheerleading because of what Zombies has inspired them to do. I mean, Addison Wells' character portrayed by Meg Donnelly, whose birthday was just yesterday. Happy birthday, Meg, 25 years old. What was I doing when I was 25 years old? I was playing video games. I was playing Grand Theft Auto. I was playing Metal Gear Solid. I was playing Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Resident Evil, all the top video games, and I was such a loser. As you see in the back there, I must have every PlayStation video game that was ever created or developed. I collect them. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, I love your stuffy collection. I love your video game collection. Don't be so downhearted. Well, I try not to be, but sometimes, I get discouraged because not everybody is as sweet as each and every one of you. But one thing I have realized is no matter how many people are not sweet out there in this world, you always have the Descendants and Zombies franchises to depend on. They will never ever quit on you. Let me tell you something. If you're ever wanting to get into podcasting, the best thing you could ever do, the best decision you could ever make for your career is devote your life to Descendants and Zombies and talking about it on your podcast. And I don't know why more people don't go out of their way to do that and inspire us to, become fans of Ruby and become fans of Colin and become fans of Malia, because the thing is, the Descendants universe will never ever quit on you. This franchise is eternal. And if they know that somebody is hurting somebody that is creating content they love so much, they will kill you. They have never ever quit on me. I have so much respect for this niche. It is unbelievable. And I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have the honor of being able to sit behind this podcast microphone and critique it in the way that I have for every single little girl who ever loved it so much, who went to the Worlds Collide Tour this summer, who have yet to go to see the Worlds Collide Tour this summer and have the time of their life. And you guys really have been having the time of your life at the Worlds Collide Tour. The special effects were amazing. The songs were incredible. How everybody felt inspired by their favorite Descendants character, no matter who it is. I was always a huge fan of Freya Sky. I've been a huge fan of Freya Sky for a number of years, ever since I heard her first song in 2022 that was released. Now this song, Gold Is Gone. Beautiful song, and I'm really happy they included it as part of the score for the Worlds Collide Tour. And they also included some of Kylie Cantrell's songs from her EP, which is absolutely fabulous. I think if you can independently promote an EP like Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky have done, that deserves a whole lot of credit, because a lot of people try to do that and drastically fail. They desperately fail at that. I have seen so many people try to release an EP or try to create music that make no sense, and they upload these videos on YouTube between 5 and 7 minutes long of a song they try to tell us they wrote, but nothing ever makes sense to me. And the best piece of advice that I can give to anybody who is trying to become an aspiring artist is this. Write something from your heart. Don't write a cover about a song that you may have heard that you love so much. There's nothing wrong with loving the song, but the best thing you can do as an aspiring artist, an up-and-coming artist, is write from your heart, because it makes more sense when you write lyrics that you're inspired by, that you wrote yourself, rather than writing a cover of a song that you may have heard 30 years ago by a band like Tears for Fears, which is a band nobody's heard of since the British invasion, since 1981. And they haven't put out anything in the last few years. The last thing they did was put out an album, I think, in 2022. But the thing is, people try to write these covers from 30 years ago, like, say, a cover from Ozzy Osbourne or something, because of a rock band they want to create. And it makes no sense to me whatsoever. I would much rather hear a song that was written from your heart, based off an experience that you may have went through in your life. I know that a lot of girls draw inspiration from a lot of things that people like Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell do, because it's the new fad, the new fashion, the way music is supposed to sound, the way you're supposed to choreograph a dance number like Life is Sweeter When You Are, which was a fabulous dance number. I think they are definitely inspirations that deserve a lot more credit than they are ever given. And I will forever say that, and I will forever advocate for people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner, because they deserve more respect than what they have ever been given. 2 million followers for Ruby Rose Turner on X is a far cry from where she should be with her career. She should be given more opportunities. The same thing can be said about Meg Donnelly. Meg Donnelly's been left brokenhearted more times than enough because of roles of Supergirl being taken away from her, roles she's auditioned for, and as a result, she's wondering if she's good enough. The answer to that question is yes, she is good enough, and I want her to know that she's good enough. Just because Kylie Cantrell has an opinion about the President of the United States and how he's running the country does not mean that she deserves to be criticized on TikTok videos because she's not a Donald Trump supporter. If anything, Kylie Cantrell has inspired me to announce that I'm running for President of the United States, and I haven't looked back since. And if I have to, I will run for President of the United States. Money is no issue to me. Moving this YouTube set into the White House and addressing the nation every night after 8 p.m. on YouTube has never been an issue to me. It's just, I hate seeing Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner becoming upset about their life. They don't deserve to be upset because some critic is critiquing them in a way they don't deserve to be critiqued. They don't deserve to feel as if they don't want to Google themselves because they're afraid of what they're going to see, what they're going to read. It is terrible. I'd much rather you girls find a guy on YouTube with a Mickey Mouse tea mug this morning having a cup of tea critiquing Descendants. You haven't got to tell anybody that, though. I'm going to have a million girls hitting my subscribe button. Because here's the thing. If a guy can't see you for what you're worth, then you're pretty much wasting your time. You should sign up for a gym. You should work out. You should join up for the volleyball team. You should join up for the cheerleading squad. And become a stronger person and just show them what they're missing out on. Because there are so many girls out there that help this world and this life make sense. If anything, you girls have helped me make sense of my own life. And I really don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. That's why I have no issues with sitting behind this podcast microphone and critiquing Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland or any previous Descendants chapter we have seen written, that we have watched on Disney Plus with over 781 million hours of watch time, 250 million hours of watch time for Zombies with a 6.2 rating for Zombies and a 6.4 rating in popularity for Descendants. It is amazing. I want Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner to know that I will forever respect them. I will forever cherish them. They are some of my favorite characters to ever be portrayed on Disney Channel or Disney Plus, and I think they deserve far more credit and have more creative freedom bestowed upon and given to them than what they have ever had. And I will forever advocate for that, because I just think sometimes Disney and Nickelodeon have been so unfair to their stars. I mean, look what they did to Ariana Grande years ago with Dan Strider running things and calling the shots. The best decision Nickelodeon ever made was to fire Dan Strider. He was a real asshole for how he treated Amanda Bynes, Ariana Grande, Miranda Cosgrove, and how he put himself over the way that he did. I certainly hope that there is a girl out there who is lifting weights this morning, who is watching this video, who will hit my subscribe button. And I say that because I love creating these videos for each and every one of you. And I think the more strong, the more fearless girls we put up on this YouTube channel for subscribers, the more people will feel inspired and feel enthralled to be a part of this community. Because I honestly do love being a part of it. I love hearing your stories, how you're inspired to be a Descendants fan, how you love the Worlds Collide Tour so much, how you love this song, such as Life is Sweeter When You Are, Get Your Hands Dirty. Ruby Rose Turner, Mila Baker did a fabulous job. The music videos were great. And that's why I'm really looking forward to the music for Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland and how the story will unfold. With Leomani Segura coming in to play Red Sister Pink, I look forward to the story and how it unfolds between Pink and Red. I love how their names are colors, and how Pink now will follow in the footsteps of the Red character after being named after a specific color. I know a lot of people threw a lot of criticism the way of The Rise of Red, saying it was a movie that never should have been made, and are telling you that they're running out of ideas for Descendants and Zombies, especially Zombies with the supernatural aspect. But I don't think we should ever buy into that, because as long as you have sweet guys like me critiquing it in a way that it has been meant to be critiqued for a very long time, I think that this is going to be a fun experience and a far more enjoyable experience for everybody. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. I know I'm a loser who plays video games and loves SpongeBob SquarePants and Descendants and Zombies, but I would love for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I would love for you to flex your muscles and hit the subscribe button and be a part of what has been an incredible journey for me on this YouTube channel. Because without you guys, this YouTube channel would not be here. The videos would not be being uploaded and getting such a huge response. They would just be being uploaded with no subscribers and no likes, and that would really suck. But I think one of the greatest honors is that you touch somebody's heart. I think the greatest honor of my life has been knowing that I touched somebody's heart enough that they will hit my subscribe button. They will get me out of all these predicaments that I should never have been caught up within, in dates and what have you, with girls who could never make sense of why I was so incredibly supportive of this niche. I want each and every one of you to know in the last few minutes that I have on this podcast this morning, to know that I love you so much. From my heart to yours, I love you so much, because when you didn't have to subscribe to this YouTube channel, you did. You said, this guy is really sweet. I think I'm going to subscribe to his YouTube channel. I want to be a part of what he's discussing. because he believes in Descendants and Zombies as much as what I do. He's really cool. And I want to be a part of this YouTube channel. And as a YouTube creator, one can only hope that some girl is going to hear his voice and they're going to hit a subscribe button. What I talk about on these YouTube videos, I never prepare anything because I think the most effective and most powerful way to do it is to speak from your heart rather than prepare a written statement, sit on here and read it word for word like a lot of people do when they read about Descendants facts. They're taking out their glasses and they're looking down at the paper and they're reading it, and it makes no sense. And what I want to do is I just want to create an immersive experience that is very different, far different from what you've ever heard on YouTube. And if I couldn't do that, I'd feel like I let myself down, and most of all, I let all of you down. But I like to believe that I've inspired many people to believe that life is sweeter when you are, because it emphatically is. It really is. You know, I may be a loser with a bunch of stuffies and a lot of video games, but I love creating these videos for you, and there is no other experience that I would ever want to be a part of, or nothing else I'd rather be doing this morning than critiquing Descendants and Zombies in the way that's been meant to be critiqued for a very long time. A far better way than what it's been being critiqued. And I'm just so thankful that each and every one of you found my video this morning and you clicked on my thumbnail and you watched it. I think you're really going to like it here, but it's up to you to hit that subscribe button and make this YouTube channel that much stronger, because life is indeed sweeter when all of us are. Having said that, what do you say we take this opportunity, this chance we have right now, because we only have one life to live and one chance to make everything count, to spread some kindness and be kind to someone who hasn't been seeing kindness for a very long time, because I guarantee you there's somebody out there, but somewhere in the constellation every night, because we look at the same stars, and I want you to know that everything is going to be okay, because the words I love you are somewhere written in that constellation. Why, you may ask? Why is everything going to be okay? Because it has to be. And because I love you from my heart to yours for just having subscribed and hitting the like button on this YouTube channel, because we share in the same passion, the passion that has brought us all together and has made me undeniably the voice of Descendants and Zombies. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for being a part of what I have cherished for forever, and I hope you hit that subscribe button. Having said that, what do you say we be kind to one another? Bye, YouTube. We will do this again in a couple of hours from now.